Australia's Northern Territories. In this episode, we spent 2 weeks discovering the region and searching for the biggest crocodiles on Earth. The saltwater crocodiles, or the salties as the Australians say. We now have to drive all the way up to the top end of Australia. Great gorges, wetlands, ancient rock arts, fires, crocs, and much more. The Northern Territories, here we are. Let's go.
We are Nick and Mathilde, and we've left everything behind to travel the 7 continents with our Land Rover Defender, the Albatross.
Europe, North America, South America, Antarctica, Australia, Asia, and Africa. A world tour for real. We want to see it all.
Join us for the best, the worst, the fantastic, the boring, the headaches, the beauty of every single moment of this journey around the world. This is day 806 and we are heading to Australia's Northern Territories.
This is the next Meridian expedition.
After our expedition in Mongolia, we are back in Australia to continue our lap of the country.
We got back to Australia. We're back with the Albatross. We're going to a new territory. We've done West Australia for the past 3 months. Now we're going to the Northern Territory. And
My family's coming!
this is the first time they come.
Wait, I'm really excited.
Yeah, and you'll have to see what they rented. We call it the white whale, but they call it
The fridge. Time to take the long drive to the Northern Territories, the top end as they call it here in Australia. The area is a mix of savanna, wetlands and gorges, and is home to a special fauna. It is in the middle of that we are going to look for the saltwater crocodiles. First, we need to drive the 2,500 kilometers to the border of the Northern Territories, where my family, visiting for 2 weeks, is waiting for us.
we have not refueled once, and there was only one fuel station practically at the 200 kilometer mark, so nothing's hit 600 kilometers. I just turned on the auxiliary tank's pump to refill the main tank, and I think we'll make the last 50 Ks. If not, we have still the 20-liter jerry can. 921 kilometers in the trip. Albatross is out of fuel.
We have 8 kilometers left till the gas station.
Oh, so close, but yet so far.
So Nick opened up a Coca-Cola can and we used it as a funnel.
Where's diesel?
That was a useless stress. We shall refill in time from now on.
Albatross's fuel tank refilled, we go for a little break in the small coastal town of Broome. Mathilde thinks it's a baobab. Is it a baobab?
I don't know, but it looks like a baobab. What kind of tree is it?
I don't know, maybe it is.
Long road's laziness.
Burgers, milkshake, French fries. But the funniest thing is, they said it was $1 for a little pot of sauce, so I was like, can I go get my own ketchup in the car? And they said sure. She brought her own little ketchup. We're here, Kurunara. Mathilde says it's about 10 hours and a half. I'm gonna say maybe 13. 11 hours, 1,050 kilometers. We keep driving east. Tons of crashed cars on the roadsides, 3 impacts on our windshield, and just in the first hours. The road will be long.
These are the last 6 minutes of a 2,000 kilometers drive. Welcome to Kurnunura. Kurnunura?
Something like that.
Kurnunura.
Yo!
Mais vous dormez dehors, hein? Ok.
Ok.
Non, parce que c'est des vrais.
Ah, ok.
Là, on est allé jusqu'au bout, non, mais là.
Là.
Non, mais qu'est-ce que tu fais, ça c'est ma tasse.
Breakfast with the entire family, and there's a good mood this morning. Here is the father, JP, my mother Isabelle, my brother Maxime, and my nephew Ismaël. And it's really busy. Breakfast time is our favorite. The family is a bit camera shy,
Aucun effort, je te préviens.
so you won't see them much. Now that we're all reunited, and before going for the crocodile search, first thing is to get this big van through river crossing.
Les vibrations, mais ça passe. Nous, on est à mi-pneu. Je pense que la seule manière, toi tu passes, je pense, mais la seule manière c'est garder de l'accélération. Tu te mets en deuxième et tu gardes l'accélération constante.
Non, mais j'ai boîte auto, moi, mon gars, je sais pas si t'es au courant.
Second thing is to get the family introduced to Australian wildlife. By the way, if anyone knows what kind of snake that is, let us know. We did not manage to identify it yet. Our friend Jess and Julian said, in theory, Aboriginal people eat the green part here, and it has a sour taste. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like super sour. Like the Nerds or Sour Patch.
Poor ant. It really does taste like a Sour Patch.
It does taste like a Sour Patch. Third, let's jump in the hidden gorges. And of course, fourth, we drive a Land Rover. So we're under the car doing some mechanics.
When the family comes, they always bring spare parts. And I'm here with Max. This is Mathilde's brother. And we're gonna change this one that's cracked. And the other one is completely missing.
Next time, buy a Toyota.
What did you say?
I say next time, buy a Toyota.
Ooh! We're filling up gas to the maximum because we're changing territories and we don't know when the next town is. We think it's probably in like 3 hours, 4 hours. So we'll have enough fuel. Spent 3 months in Western Australia and it's the first time we're going to change to a new territory, which is pretty cool. Very excited about that. We can't do groceries because you're not allowed to bring fresh produce over the border. Kind of like changing a country.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting Western Australia. Welcome to Northern Territory.
We are done with Western Australia. Actually, no, we're not. We're coming back to the Gibbs River Road.
Speed limit?
Yeah, it moved from 110 to 130 in the new northern. A short 400 kilometers drive later, by Australian standards, we decide to go hike and check out some of the famous Aboriginal rock art of the Northern Territory. All right, we just arrived at the top of the hike. It was just a kilometer, and here there are some wall arts. So we're looking at those, and for more details, Mathilde is gonna give it right now in voiceover. Rock arts in the Northern Territories can be dated back up to 20,000 years old. In the Aboriginal culture, generally, the act of painting is more important than the painting itself. So many older paintings have been covered by more recent ones. The artist is not concerned about preserving an image for posterity, but simply wants to paint to tell a story. This place really does look like Jurassic Park. I mean, it is so vast. A lot of canyons, a lot of greens, and just as far as the eye can see, and just a big crater. Jurassic Park or Pokemon Land, we are sure of one thing. In this area, we should be able to find some crocodiles. Just finished the hike. Now it's time to go look for the crocodiles.
Ready for the crocs?
No. On peut pêcher, on peut pas nager et il y a des crocs. Ouais, il y a des crocs. We're now walking in search for the crocodiles. We're here with Mathilde, Ismaël, and Max. Regarde, regarde. Ah, c'est sûr.
Vous voyez?
C'est sûr. Ici. A freshwater crocodile, the friendly cousin of the saltwater croc. They are much smaller in size and generally don't attack humans. Some Australians even swim with the freshies, as they call them. We return in the morning to see if we can spot more, and maybe, who knows, even a saltwater one. But in the end, we only found another freshie. No luck this round with the salties.
Well, we found the freshwater crocodiles. Not what we're here for. We are looking for the apex predator, saltwater crocodiles. I mean, that's what the Northern Territory are known for, right? Before we do that, I'm going to talk to you about the partner of this video. It's NordVPN. We talked about them a lot. We work with them since more than a year, and we use them since more than 2. A VPN protects you, your data, and your device anytime you connect to a public Wi-Fi. When you travel, you connect to public Wi-Fis all the time. The first thing you do, you just connect to your VPN and it will protect your entire connection. It encrypts all of the data that you're going to be sending and receiving on that Wi-Fi network. Are you ever buying stuff on internet using your credit card credentials? Well, if you're on a public Wi-Fi, those credentials could be stolen. With a VPN, that makes it much harder. If we're looking for a comparison, connecting to a public Wi-Fi without VPN is a bit like walking next to a Northern Territory river full of saltwater crocodiles. With the VPN, it's more like a walk in the park with little ducks floating on the pond. So if you prefer ducks to crocs, you can sign up to NordVPN using the links in description. With the code NMEXP, on every purchase of a 2-year subscription, you get 4 months in addition. And they added a little gift. You get a 20 gigabytes data voucher with the Saily eSIM. eSIMs allow you to stay connected wherever you travel. So the whole thing makes for a pretty good travel package. Now let's find the salties.
The Northern Territories have 2 seasons, wet and dry. We are now in the heart of the dry season. And at that time, rivers and wetlands get smaller, pushing the saltwater crocodiles closer to the ocean. So if we want to have any chance at all to spot them, we should follow that direction. On the way, there is no doubt, the dry season is here.
I think this is the first time in 2 years it feels like apocalyptic. Like we're running away from a town that is about to catch fire and everyone's racing to get out of it. I mean, we're right in it. But this is just because they want to contain the fire before it becomes a wildfire. So they burn off all the dry trees and grass so that no wildfires go on, but it's pretty impressive.
The temperatures since we reached the Northern Territory have been really much higher. Drink.
Thank you. Unfortunately, there are some things that just don't work during the dry season. And it's pretty nice, pretty cool. The hike tail here is great. The off-road, the little single track's fun. But what we're unlucky is that the waterfall is Jimjin Falls, expectation versus reality.
Despite that, we still find some fun spots with water, where to put our wheels.
There's a lot of 4-wheel drive access even in the national parks, and so the big bridge is going to stay here and we continue, the 6 of us, in Albatross. Enjoying the experience, Dad?
Yeah, we are very much.
River crossing! in the car was a bit crowded, so we put half of the people outside the car. Pas dans la flaque d'eau, mais dans la flaque suivante, il y en a.
You guys know how much I love river crossings. This one is probably going to be the most epic we've done on this trip so far. And it's pretty deep.
Ouais, c'est trop beau.
Ouais, il y a 60 cm quoi.
Ouais.
One thing they don't tell you, or they do tell you, when you do river crossings with a Defender, is that because the Defender is built on aluminium sheets and riveted together, these are bolts, but normally it's all riveted, like here, these are rivets. Well, there's gaps. You see a gap here, there's a gap here, there's gaps everywhere. And so the water comes through and all the sand, and the same happens in the front here. So if I lift this, look, it's all wet. And here, it's all wet, and that's because it comes through these. So I silicone most of the important parts, but water will always come right through. So now, taking care of that. Ça c'est un bon service, merci la mec.
Hey, he works well, huh?
Yeah.
He lives in Glasgow, Scotland, very cheap.
Thanks for that. Since we're in the Northern Territories, Australia is really changing a lot. We started from West Australia, very desertic, red dust and white beaches and nice beaches.
And now we're like in the tropic, like even the forest, hear the sounds.
Yeah, lots more birds. And now we're in this forest. This is kind of cool. It's the variety is finally changing a little bit. And we're looking for crocs.
Still looking for the croc.
Did you find any crocs?
No, but I know. Smells like croc territory.
My sense of smell obviously not working, we are lucky when the next day we are introduced to our first saltwater crocodile, a bit by accident.
Oh my god!
Oh, mais mon pépère, faut faire un régime là. J'étais pas prêt.
Ladies and gentlemen, a salties crocodile.
He is massive.
So it's our first saltwater crocodile. First impressions.
4.5 meters. He's massive. First moment, we were like, whoa, that's not possible. It's huge. You too? He says yes.
I'm just curious to throw a chicken inside the box.
Oh, a buffalo.
I think we should do it.
Oh, buffalo.
Yeah.
Bon, moi, derrière des barreaux de fer, ça va.
Il est où le moineau?
T'as vu cette bête? Mon Dieu.
Unfortunately, the poor Brutus was in a cage, but it only strengthened our resolve to find them in nature. And we called for a team meeting.
No, there's two options for the crocs. Either you have the natural cruise, the wetland cruise. The birds are standing, it's like
At
all
sunset.
nice and natural, it's at sunset, the birds are like getting their last feed of the day, the crocs are getting ready for the hunt of the night, okay? Or you have the jumping crocodile cruise that we don't have on this picture, with like half chicken, then you get real crocodile action.
We're in the region with surely the highest concentration of saltwater crocodiles of the country, the Adelaide River. But like in most areas of Australia, you need a boat to explore it. So, to secure our chance to see the salties up close, we went for the touristy options, and that worked out beautifully. Saltwater crocodiles are the biggest reptiles on the planet, They can measure up to 7 meters and weigh up to 1,500 kilograms. Let's be clear, they eat absolutely anything. They are opportunistic predators, and humans are officially listed as part of their diet.
Insane.
We had seen the salties up close, at last, but we were still keen to find them on our own, so we went deeper in the Kakado National Park, and at our last spot, we found them. Imagine that, a road paved through the water, and salt crocodiles lined up next to it waiting for the tide to bring fishes. Welcome to epic Cahills crossing. We came to see this very specific site at the border with the Aboriginal land on the eastern part of Darwin, and it's called Cahills Crossing. The crossing is this one. It's more flooded during the wet season, and we were told there were crocodiles. We now have 4 or 5 crocodiles in view.
Yeah, that's right.
2, 3, 4, and then 5 all the way back. So that's actually the best free spot to see crocodiles we've seen so far. Kakado National Park, thank you. We had found the saltwater crocodiles on our own. On the same occasion, we also discovered the other inhabitants of the wetlands, the Billabong, how the Australians call the area. Hundreds of birds, fresh crocodiles and salt crocodiles equally. A beautiful sight. It was officially the end of our time in the Northern Territories with the family. We had discovered its beautiful wide landscapes, ate ants, jumped in the gorges and admired Aboriginal rock art. We spent our last day fishing in the ocean off the Darwin coastline, turquoise and warm paradise-like water. Now that we've seen the crocs up close, don't count on us for putting a toe in there. We sadly waved goodbye to the family. It is time for us to take the road again, or should I say, take an epic off-road again. We are going to the Kimberley, which you probably don't know where it is. It's in the northwest coast of Australia, and it's very high on the list of must-do tracks in the country. Subscribe to the channel and let's continue traveling together. Australia and the world, we're coming.
Elle est ouverte la trappe là-haut?
Non, ouais.
Mosquito hand.
C'est une boucherie.
Survived.
Survive. Oh, il y en a un là!
Vous êtes fort.
Elle est où là?
Elle est là, là.
Tiens.
C'est bon, je l'ai. Attends, j'ai failli passer à travers la porte.
Aïe, aïe, aïe.
Ah.